Well, Tunic is a game that's been talked about for some time. It's finally been released and it's well worth the wait. This one is an isometric Zelda Souls mashup. You got plenty of exploration, puzzles, and also surprisingly tough boss battles too. So when you first start out in Tunic, you don't really have much. You're a cute little fox, but surrounded by a lot of danger. So as the little fox, you can run, you can dash, and you can dodge. All these standard actions of a hero in an action-adventure game like this. There's one thing missing though, you don't have a weapon yet. And thankfully that doesn't last too long as you find a trusty stick to whack enemies with. One of the big inspirations for this game is the Legend of Zelda series, and in those games you generally start out or acquire a sword very early on in the game. Well, Tunic attempts to flip this a little bit by starting out with a stick, but don't worry too much, a sword isn't too far away, you just have to read your environment. So it leads you onto one of the biggest features of Tunic, and that is the exploration itself. And the game does a really good job in nudging you in the right direction to explore, plus it does make it very worthwhile and rewarding at the same time. So when you first start out, you're boxed in via the bushes, and therefore a sword is necessary to cut down the bushes and find your way out of there. Well, Tunic doesn't really hold your hand too much, and it does a great job of using the environment to let you know where to go. Even though the game doesn't give you obvious pointers, so it's all very subtle and skilled in directing you forward. Also, it doesn't really throw huge roadblocks in your way, so you may not know the answer immediately, but after a little bit of exploring, testing and swiping with the stick or the sword, then hopefully you should find your way. Well, to help you along on your journey, you've got a little manual, and at first this isn't much use, and it's covered in what looks like to be glyphs and a language that we can't really understand. So we start out with the instructions shrouded in mystery. However, it's not too long before we start to uncover details of the manual. The missing pages from the manual are items to be found in the game, alongside other useful items like keys, bombs, weapons, and you've got an armor. You've got armor and a shield and things like that as well. So it's not entirely obvious what some items are. You've got strange vegetables and valuables to be found. The answers to the mystery items are in the manual, but at first the pages are unreadable. It feels like the manual is inspired by real-life video game manuals from the NES era of games. I was reminded of game manuals from Super Mario Bros. Where they show an illustration of the moves next to a tutorial, and this is really similar. Sometimes you can decipher what the manual is trying to say without reading the strange language, but more often than not you can't quite make it out, especially the item descriptions. One surprise about Tunic is the amount of secrets in the game, so they're absolutely jam-packed in. And the game is full of them, so much like the Legend of Zelda games that inspired this, or specifically I should say the original Legend of Zelda on the NES, it definitely invokes the memories of playing through that. Hidden chest, items strategically placed on the map that just seem out of reach, and there's pages from the manual dotted about the map, similar to the original Legend of Zelda. That didn't hold your hand in the slightest, and you just have to test things out, whack things with your sword, test things out, and in the original Legend of Zelda on the NES, you'd have an item like a candle which would burn down bushes, or you'd have bombs on walls with no indication of actually where to put the bombs. This is really similar. You have to stress test various items and locations in the game to uncover all the secrets. So as to whether this is going to be for everyone though, that is yet to be seen. It does have a similar feel to Souls games too, where you can unlock shortcuts and secrets through trial and error. Well, exploration is definitely one of the most delightful aspects of Tunic. It's certainly not open world, but you can carve your way through the game very differently compared to other players. So for example, in the opening hours where you find your sword, it is entirely possible to get through that area where you have to cut down the bush with the sword you're supposed to find. So there's an enemy with a sword, and they can be convinced to cut down the bushes for you, and you can take advantage of this. So if you do this and you're only going to have a stick as a weapon, then progressing in the game is going to be slow and quite tough. It's not always clear what you have to do, where you have to go, and if you've picked everything up. So I didn't have the shield for a period of time, so make sure you're scouring all the nooks in every level in case you miss something very important. Other elements of the game are a nice blend of Zelda-likes and Souls games too. So exploration is similar, then you've got the combat and the souls of the game. So for example, in Elden Ring or Hollow Knight, when you die you can go back to your body and pick up the runes or the currency, and same is here in Tunic. So shifting over to the combat, and that feels really good. It's similar to Death's Door, one of 2021's best games, and Tunic manages to take the best bits of some excellent games like The Legend of Zelda, Elden Ring and Death's Door, and pull it all together in its own experience. So the timing of the release is very interesting regarding Tunic. A lot of parallels can be seen with Elden Ring. Now, these games don't hold your hand, they're both combat adventure games and very gamey games, so there's not a lot of explanation in these games, and that is another great thing about Tunic. So when you boot up the game, you immediately get into the action, hardly any explanation at all, just get up and go and figure it out for yourself. There's no big tutorial, just get out there and get off on your adventure. Graphically, Tunic is very good looking, so similar to Link's Awakening Remake on Nintendo Switch, the fox and the other characters in the game have a very toy-like look to them. And the audio also enhances the experience 100%, so massive props to the graphics and the audio team. And Tunic has been tested and demoed over the last few years. I think I first heard about the game in 2016 or 2017, and we've seen it featured at a few Steam festivals over the years, with demos being playable and things like that. Tunic looks very polished these days. The characters are very clean, the environments are colourful, and the whole experience comes together really nicely. Tunic is an absolutely fantastic game and one you should be checking out. It's not easy by any means, it's going to try your patience at times, but ultimately it's a very satisfying game. You can explore for hours finding all the secrets, or you can challenge yourself against the latest boss. So it's cute on the surface, but Tunic has a tough as nails interior when you scratch below the surface. I do thoroughly recommend it though, and it's definitely going to be up there at the end of the year when we're talking about the Game of the Year 2022. Well, the developer was Andrew Sholdis, the publisher was Finji. It's out on the Xbox and the PC, and I played it on Xbox Game Pass for PC, and the original release was the 16th of March, 2022. Well, that is it for my review of Tunic. Absolutely fantastic game, and I would love to hear what you think about Tunic. Either let me know down in the comments, let me know on Twitter, or get in contact with me through This Week in Video Games on Patreon at patreon.com/thisweekinvideogames. I would love to hear what you think about Tunic and your adventures in this amazing world. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. Or you can check me out on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Well, thanks again, and I'll see you soon.